When an animal is found on the street, there's typically one of three paths that they can take. They can either stay on the streets where they're forced to fend for themselves. They can go to an underfunded shelter where they might go with the quickest and easiest option, or they can come to Helen Woodward Animal Center where we'll make sure that they have the best life possible. Helen Woodward Animal Center doesn't take shortcuts. We will extinguish every single option available to make sure that they get the best care possible. Philip came to us from one of our rescue partners in the Central Valley of California, and he was in terrible shape.
Philip is a 2-year-old Canine Terrier that came in with a lot of puncture wounds around his neck, so he was assumingly attacked either by a coyote or another dog. Philip was limping, which is unusual for how young he is, so we're assuming that the limping was caused by the attack. It's really heartbreaking seeing him with all those injuries, even though he was really happy to see everybody. He was giving tail wags, asking for pets and love, but you can tell he was a little nervous to be around new people. And as he was waking up from recovery, I think you could tell we were helping him because he kept that same happy energy.
This is an animal that any other shelter, they might have just put him straight to the euthanasia list at worst, or they would have just given him rudimentary treatment and sent him on his way.
Most of the time they can't afford to do the anesthesia and sedation to do the physical repairs, and also doing the long-term care of antibiotics. We were very lucky and we had a foster who was able to take him immediately after, so he got some specialized care on top of it.
All that was left was to give him some time. Fortunately, Helen Woodward Animal Center has an absolute army of foster volunteers that can give animals like Philip the time they need to heal.
You know, it gives them that opportunity to find their forever home. I just think it's rewarding to everyone. You still fall in love with them, even if it's just for a couple of weeks. It's tough to give them up. I know it may break your heart, but think of that second chance.
Another orphan pet who desperately needed a little bit more time was Zach.
Zachary is about a 6-month-old kitten, and while he was here at the center, we noticed he was doing a little bit of limping on one of his back legs. Especially with him being so young, that's not normal for a little guy. So we ultimately did some x-rays, and we found out his kneecap isn't exactly where it's supposed to be.
If we didn't treat Zach's kneecaps, it would permanently affect his mobility for the rest of his life.
We consulted an orthopedic surgeon to help determine if it's a surgical procedure, does he need an amputation, or is there anything else that we can do to help him? Most shelters who don't have the capability to do surgeries would either refer out for an amputation, or worst case scenario, he may end up on the euthanasia list just because of his severity of his case.
In foster care, Zach absolutely thrived. I went to his foster's house myself. He was doing fantastic. He could run up and down the stairs without pain. He could jump on the couch without pain. This was a cat who clearly wasn't letting his injuries affect him, and the treatment was clearly working for him.
I want to give a special thank you to the donors and sponsors who give me the opportunity to give the best treatment possible for Philip and Zach and any future pets to come in.
The only reason that we're able to provide this for the animals in our care is thanks to your donations. Together, we can make sure that every animal that comes through these doors can get the best treatment they deserve, and they can live their best life.